All right, welcome back to the Selling in a Crisis Daily Sales Briefing. We're here every day at noon live. If you are on Sales Gravy, you can put a comment or ask a question below. If you're on Facebook or YouTube in the comment sessions, we are monitoring those. So if you've got a question for me, ask the question and I will be happy to answer them. Today's briefing is focused on protecting your turf, protecting your account base. Right now, in the middle of this crisis, your customers are cutting back. They're canceling orders. They're slow walking any deal that you had in place. Contracts are taking longer to get signed, and a lot of your business is in jeopardy. This morning in particular, there was a report that 1 in 10 Americans had already lost their job. And in an economic crisis like that, or in a climate like this, every piece of business that you have, every customer that you have is in jeopardy. So right now, you've got to get to work protecting your turf. Now, one of the things that you can do is get proactive. So take a look at your customer base, look at your customers that might be having some economic problems, and figure out a way to lessen the load on them. So one way of doing that is take a look at any contractual obligations that you have and either extend those obligations, give them a little bit of space, give them a little bit of time. You're going to look at some payment terms. There are going to be some customers out there that are trying to figure out how to pay you. Right now, there are a lot of small business loans that are coming in. My company in particular has applied for that loan. I think it's called PPP, and that money is not coming fast. Despite what you're hearing on the news about billions and billions of dollars being handed out, billions and billions of dollars are not going to small businesses, but they are heading in that direction. And when we get the money, it's going to be a lot easier for us to pay our vendors and take care of people. So for a lot of businesses, that cash is coming, and you want to make sure that you're getting ahead of that curve and working with them through the process of getting that cash in. We're also seeing a little bit of flattening of the curve. So we know that somewhere in May, June, more businesses are going to be coming back online. So it's a good time right now to think about how do you help your customers make it through the next couple of months. The next thing you want to do is you want to start looking at what problems they have. So get out there and get proactive. These are tough conversations. A lot of people are hiding from their customers right now because they know if they call that the customer might say, well, I want to quit or I want to extend payment or what have you. But right now is the time to get out right in front of your customers and start asking them questions. What problems are they facing? What issues they're having? Learn about them, talk to them, face it head on. They're going to be hard conversations, but if you can get in and help them, if you can find a way to solve a problem for them, then they're going to buy more from you, but at a minimum, they're going to remember you when times were worst, you were at your best. If nothing else, you just have an opportunity to listen and allow them to vent. Now, when you start looking at your customer base, one of the things that you want to do is start thinking about how you're ranking your customers. So think about profit and revenue contribution, the size of those customers, the importance to your company. Take your account base, rank that account base, stack rank that account base based on that. And then what I like to do is I do a red, yellow, green. So I just take a green highlighter, highlighter. You can do this, on a piece of paper. You can do this on a spreadsheet. And if it's green, then it means that we're in good shape. Everybody's happy. I've talked to them. I feel good. We're going to be fine. If it's yellow, that means that the business might be in jeopardy, but I need to make sure that I get in there and get ahead of the curve. And if it's red, it means that we are in jeopardy and we need to figure out what we need to do to save it. The other thing that you want to think right now is that there are a whole lot of salespeople out there hungry. If you've been paying attention to the daily sales briefing, you hear me talking to salespeople every single day. Get out there, make prospecting calls. You're the front lines. You're the superheroes. You're going to drive the economy. So if you're an account manager and you have a group of accounts, there's somebody that's probably knocking on the door of those accounts that's offering to save them money, cut their costs, do what it takes to win. So at the same time that you've got a whole group of people playing offense, trying to build their revenue, trying to take market share, you need to be protecting your turf. You need to make sure that you're out there on the front lines of not allowing anybody to take your business. And this is why. If you lose business right now, even if you have to take it in the shorts, but if you lose that business, when this is over, you got to go back and win it back. And that's a lot harder than keeping it. And if someone else takes your business and establishes the relationship, it's going to be really, really hard for you to get back in there. So right now, the number one goal, don't lose your customers. Do what it takes to keep them so that when you come out of this, you can go back buying more from you. You can raise your prices again. You can sign new contracts. You can cross-sell and upsell, but you cannot do that with customers that you don't have. So right now, your number one focus with your customer base is to protect the customer base. I'm going to give you one more bonus tip, and this comes from my son who got me this morning and said, make sure you say this because it's important, is that a lot of you are really, really busy because your customers are calling you, they got issues, they got problems. You want to be incredibly responsible. Incredibly responsive. In other words, when they call, you want to make sure that you're taking care of them, solving problems, that you're Johnny on the spot. But there's going to be moments when you're not going to be able to solve the problem right then. So make sure that when your customers reach out to you via text message, email, a voicemail, or what have you, that you just take a moment, respond, let them know that you got their message and you're working on it so that they know it didn't go in a black hole. That's super important right now because everybody's nervous, they're scared, they're worried, and if they send you something asking for something and you don't respond, they're going to think the worst. So make sure that you're super, super, super responsive, and the same thing with the people on your team. Make sure they're responsive and live by this motto when it comes to your customers and your internal support team. And God we trust, everybody else we follow up on. That is the daily sales briefing. I believe we've got a question over here.
Yeah, on Sales Gravy from Bill, he's back again, and he says, thanks, Jeb. I started the voicemail course on Sales Gravy. I love the story about persistence and you leaving 50 plus voicemails and eventually winning the business. Did you also complement those voicemails with email follow-ups / LinkedIn? Do you email after each voicemail?
So Bill's a great question. So Bill's referencing the voicemail course that's on Sales Gravy University. If you want to learn more about that course, just go to learn.salesgravy.com. That's learn.salesgravy.com. And in that course, I talk about a time when I left multiple voice messages. And this is a tactic that I use all the time. So if I want to get in touch with someone, I'll leave a voicemail message every single day. And I typically use the same voicemail message, like I've never left one before. I'm nice, I'm professional, and I only do this in situations where there is an imminent need for me to get in touch with them. In other words, there's a buying window that's open that could close. I don't just do this with everyone. And usually it doesn't take 50, Bill. Usually it takes 5 or 6 and people return my call. Now, the story that I tell, I wasn't able to get into the person that I needed to talk to via email. I couldn't go there face to face. My only voicemail, I didn't have LinkedIn at the time. So, but in today's world, if I have LinkedIn and I have email, certainly I'm going to sequence those things. So I'll leave a voicemail, then I'll send an email, then I'll get with them on LinkedIn. What's beautiful about LinkedIn, if you just go to your app on LinkedIn and you the app up to somebody, you have to be able to message them, or you have to navigate so you can send an email. If you click the little microphone button, you can actually leave a voicemail on LinkedIn. So you can actually leave this exact same message on LinkedIn. If you click the plus button, there's the option for you to leave a document or even leave a short video. So you can do that on LinkedIn as well. That allows you to then layer your messages in a way that gets their attention and pulls them toward you. It looks like we don't have any more questions today. If you want to learn more about the voice course, go to learn.salesgravy.com. This is a daily sales briefing, Selling in a Crisis. We're here every single day at noon. And if you want to tune in, go to live.salesgravy.com. That's live.salesgravy.com.